What advice would you give to a 14-year-old about starting high school? Enjoy your personal relationships, but never let any negative interactions affect you too heavily. That's way easier said than done, but in all honesty you will never see most people you encounter during your HS days again after graduation. Let the haters hate, you be you. Use this time to learn what you like, explore your options. Most importantly, try to be yourself without caring what other people think. Again, that won't be easy, but if you can do it you'll thank yourself later. We're rooting for you. I stopped giving a shit towards the end of freshman year and it has helped my mental health quite a bit. I took this too hard a little too much when I was younger and stopped giving a shit about everything, and I think it contributed to some mental health problems. Give a shit about the things that matter, forget the rest. To me, maturity is knowing how to decide which is which. Forgive yourself when necessary. It's high school, you're probably going to do something stupid. If you have even a remote interest in joining something, try it out, but don't be ashamed if it ends up not working out and you end up quitting. Basically, it'll be way easier if you are able to forgive yourself easily. Excellent advice. Just a little more on joining extracurriculars. They're fantastic opportunities to both learn skills, try things out, and see what you like, and also to make connections and meet people. Like the above comment said, try them out. If you don't like one, then you can always leave and try something else. If you don't know what extracurriculars you might want to do, some schools will have open houses with booths from different activities, which are easy ways to find out what might interest you. Also, don't just do things that you think will make the best resume. College application booster. Try and have a few that you're genuinely interested in. Also, don't worry about overextending yourself. If you have too much, then you can cut back, but cross that bridge when you get there. Well, this would be hard for me, because I have severe social anxiety when it comes to embarrassment. It is literally a war inside my head on whether I should do it or not. And, yes, I am one of those guys that remembers the cringy thing I did over a year ago. Just the cringy things a year ago? That's awesome. I'm still kept up at night by things that happened 20 years ago. You should be glad that you found that cringy, cause that means you won't do it again and you have become better as a person. Having an interest makes you interesting. In high school I had a ridiculous obsession with Rubik's Cube speed solving. I started bringing puzzles to school every day and solving them during class. Previously I wasn't popular at all, but eventually I became known as the Rubik's Cube guy. I feel like every school has to have at least one Rubik's Cube guy. We did have several guys who constantly solved Sudokus during class, especially math. Also, dumb guy copied the map of Risk and glued it to the inside of his folder to play with the guy next to him. Worked very well. Damn, I'd love to play Risk in class. One game would last the whole school year. It's going to feel like the most important time of your life, and the most emotional time of your life. But what's important is finding a balance between grades and friends and work. If you end up working, some classes will feel pointless, and they are. But remember, there is an end and it's important to try and get through them. It's those skills, learning how to study and how to get through things you don't like, that will serve you better than pretty much anything you actually learn in school. It's those skills, learning how to study and how to get through things you don't like, that will serve you better than pretty much anything you actually learn in school. This is on point. There are a lot of things to not like about adulthood. That is, adulting. Learning how to study. Make sure to take notes. Take all the notes. Even if you never look at those notes again, just writing down that information will get it in your head. For that same reason, write down physical notes in your binder/notebook, whatever. Even though typing notes is faster, writing them will help you remember. I was a master at taking notes. People made fun of me saying I even wrote how many steps the teacher walked. Not true, but you know how kids are. And yet everyone wanted copies of my notes all the time to prepare for exams. Later I lost my history notebook and was able to replace it through the copies all my friends had. Cut to being a manager and always making sure every new hire has a notebook, pens and pencils, and remind them that it's important to take notes. We have enough on our heads all the time. Why burden our brains with more stuff when you can always write that down and come back to it? Plus, when you don't take notes, you're basically asking for a mistake to happen. I was like that in high school, too, and in college I got paid to turn in my notes so students with special needs could use them as accommodations. Now that I'm a teacher, I always ask to make copies of notebooks that are well written for my special ed kids, and I think the good note takers see it as a great reward when I look over a shoulder and ask to copy what they've written. It's okay to grow apart from your friends from middle school and make new ones. How do I make new ones? Express your true interests and let them find you, or try and seek those with the same interests. Instructions unclear. Ended up in Russian mafia. I'm the machine. Frick it, he's the machine. Don't slack off on grades thinking you'll have time to pull them up. So true. I'll keep that in mind. To add on to this, if your grades are amazing, still take time to study either your schoolwork or something in the same field. Study skills will become invaluable after leaving high school, especially if you go to college. Personally, I really struggled in my first year of uni because I breezed through high school and never learned how to study for myself. Get involved in some extracurricular activity like tennis or theater or debate or swimming or something you're interested in. You will make friends and it's really nourishing to be a part of a community. I agree. I basically met my whole friend group in orchestra. It's really fun, and you can meet people with alike interests. Same. I have a band and we all go to the music rooms every day after school. Don't take anything too seriously. People are a-holes just for the sake of it. Almost everyone you think is important, cool, or attractive, you will never think about again after you graduate. I know it's really hard to do this right now, but try not to care very much about other people's opinions. You do you. At the same time, definitely take that class you want to if it fits into your schedule. You don't need to impress everyone. Damn near everyone you meet in high school won't matter in your life after you graduate. Still, it's important to maintain good social relations with other people from your school, both for your short-term well-being and for learning social skills that you will use in the future. High school is the time for experimenting and training for the life ahead of you, so you should behave as if these people did matter. For sure. But I think OP was saying not to worry about seeking validity from these people. You're absolutely right that it's important to maintain your social skills. But don't feel like you have to impress these people in a way that suggests their opinions of you will have any bearing in the world outside of HS. She is, most likely, not the one. Don't stick around, because you're afraid of being alone. Edit. Thanks for my first award ever. I could have really used this one a couple years back. Would have made my high school time so much better. I just regret spending all that time on and off with my ex now. High school senior here. The opinions of freaking 15 years olds don't matter. What they think is cringe probably isn't even that cringe. Do whatever you want, and even though it's hard, be yourself 100%. You might not be liked by all, but the ones who will are gonna be good people. You're absolutely right. But number 15-year-old in the world is gonna listen to that advice. I don't know. I'm 14 and that seems reasonable. Will I start becoming comically stupid at 15? No. You've been comically stupid your whole life and you will be forever. It's how you grow as a person. Understandable. Have a nice day. The guy's cynical, but pretty much accurate. As soon as we all accept that none of us really know anything, we're all just faking it and pretending, because we're scared of freaking everything up, the happier we'll all be. Pay attention to the way your friends talk about your mutual friends to you. This is exactly the way they speak of you to them. If you have a secret that you don't want to get out, don't tell a single person. No, not even your best friend. Nobody. If your parents have concerns about someone you're dating or one of your friends, pay attention and listen to them. They are rarely wrong about this. Overall, just try to have fun and grow. You will fall into the rut of this sucks I can't wait to graduate, but you will miss some of it eventually. The dating one especially. My friends didn't trust my boyfriend. My mum didn't trust my boyfriend. The school bullies didn't trust my boyfriend. Did I listen? No. Did I get hit constantly and cheated on? Yes. First 2 points can be discussed, but even the bullies not trusting him is a giant ass red flag. Was I lonely and vulnerable and thoroughly convinced he wasn't that bad? Also a yes. This is what those people exploit. Sure as hell is. Get your work done. Don't put it off. Don't make excuses. Get it done. Approximately 86.4% of your grades will be the work you turn in. You can't get out of it. You can't lie about it. And I promise, you'll feel better having time at home to do what you like, rather than being punished for not doing what you were supposed to do at school. Be serious about the work, and you'll find that your teachers will respect you for it. And for die lieb Gods, it's not that hard. I should work on not procrastinating then. If you do as much work as possible in class, instead of goofing off as soon as you finish the class walk, you can avoid taking home probably 90% of homework. Knowing this, you have a choice. Do the homework at home and hang with friends in class, or do it in class and be free after school. You can do it either way, but if you acknowledge that you're making a choice, you've given yourself a reward for doing the work. For example, I did my homework in class, so now I get to play Xbox longer. Or I have to do this homework now, but I got to chat with friends today. Either way, the connection of doing the work to getting the reward makes you more likely to feel motivated to do it. To add to this, get things done quickly in class and use free time wisely to do homework you can't avoid. I personally had a problem with multiple classes, because 70% of my grade was based on homework the teacher assigned specifically as homework. And of course I never did anything at home.